Howdy folks. Today will be a basic test and overview of 3D switches, essentially is all they are. I had a, well, I still have, I haven't done it yet. I have a unique situation here. I got a need for remote starting a PC. I didn't even know something like this existed until I started looking for these. And I was going to originally make my own. All I needed was a momentary push button and then, make my own extension cables. But I needed a splitter because I didn't want to dissect or remove the uh, start button or the power on button from my actual box, the desktop itself. Uh, I wanted to use both in conjunction. I wanted to be able to use the original included power button along with the one that I was about to build. So I needed splitters or jumpers to do that. And in looking for this, I found this, which I like very much. I've been using this every time I want to bench test a system. You build it first on a bench before, make sure that everything works. This is an easy way of just, powering up because not all of them, but some of the new motherboards anyway, are finally starting to come with their own power button, on board, but most of them still don't have that. So, this is just an easy, convenient way of powering up on a bench. So I was going to use this and this, and, and then I started getting, emails about other things and stuff. Well, like this, for example. I mean, this is a regular car style key fob. That's pretty cool. So I thought I'd test this anyway. I'm not sure that this is going to go through a wall, but what I'm using has to go through a wall. Otherwise, it's just not going to work for my intended use case here. Then there's this one of AHA, which is a little different. It has a reset button on the side, power button in the middle there, has two USB ports. Hello, we going to focus today? Are we going to get it done? Yeah, maybe. Two USB ports. I don't know, and I couldn't find information. Are they USB 1, 2, 3, 4? What version is it? I don't know, so we're just going to test it. And we got a couple of audio jacks there. A headphone, or, well, whatever. A line out. I guess it's a line out or a headphone out. It's going to be one of the two. I'll find out when I go to test it. And a microphone in. So those are the three basic switches that you'll find everywhere. And once I found this, then I started seeing, everything else coming in email and whatnot. And I thought that's pretty cool. I'm going to get three that I would use myself and put them to the test. And at the end of this, you'll have good information that in case you need one, you'll know which direction you want to head, right? So that's the idea of this anyway. But pretty cool stuff here. Let me show you the situation, I guess, and we'll get on to installing 1, 2, and 3. Well, not this one. I know I'm not going to use this. I've already designated this for other things, but, bench testing. But between these two is one of them's going to live in my system, and I just got to test them to find out which one works best. All right, here is the general basic idea, my current setup anyway. I've explained this in other videos, this room, the sound treatment, and all that crap. If you want to see that video, I think it's pretty good. It's educational. I don't see anybody else out there doing the same thing that I'm doing. So I'll put a link to it, up there and down there. Wherever I can stick the link, I will stick the link. You can check it out if you like. I got all kinds of test measurements and whatnot in there. You can see what the stuff is doing. But like anymore when I'm just editing videos, I lay down to do it because sitting is an uncomfortable position to me. For me, I like to stand or I like to sit. So I built this fully articulating arm. I mean, you think you can see what's going on there. It's just a piece of 2x4 on a hinge, and it will raise very simply, easily, and lower, and tilt, pivot. Kind of does like that. You get the idea, right? Anyway, a few months ago, I built a new PC. And it's as much a freaking space heater as it is, a computer. I've got a 13th gen i9 in it, a RTX 4090, and between the two of those, the thing's kicking out some serious heat. I don't want it in this room because, well, I don't want all the heat in here. I got enough heat in here just with the, just with the television going and with that computer going, I don't need any more frickin' heat in here. So I remotely located it, which caused a problem. Now I need a remote switch to start the remote computer. Anyway, I'll take you on the other side of this wall and you'll see where I got it. But in the meantime, I got monitor finished. Now I just need to create this remote start thing. I have a USB hub. Hopefully that's coming out. That's what I've been using there. I have some audio cables run already somewhere up in here. This is my main audio cable that I use, and audio extension cords. I'll put links to everything, all this stuff, the arm and everything that I'm using here will naturally be down there in the description. But this is the basic setup and the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. So if you got a similar situation, well, hopefully this will work for you too. But let me take you around to the other side and show you the box. All right, so here's my situation here, I guess. Just show you the quick and dirty of her. I have this full-size ATX case here, and it's on a stand because, being this modern crap, it's as much a space heater as it is a computer. So I have a blower fan on it. I'm serious. I mean, this thing puts out some heat. I've got some of the very best water cooling on the market inside of this thing, and it don't matter. That processor especially, that thing, it's just a freaking space heater. My RTX 4090, that's liquid cooled. Anyway, I'll show you that once I get the side cover off. But this is where I'm keeping it because this room is easier for me to temperature control or just block it off if I have to. And two, I don't want to hear that damn blower fan running while I'm trying to watch, movies or whatever in the other room. This keeps it isolated, both temperature isolation and sound isolation and all that. So this is what I'm doing, and I'm just, this is just some insulation board here. I just run the cables through a small little hole there, and bada bing, bada boom. Now, the one switch has, I gotta get some more light in here. I will. That one switch has a plug in it, an HDMI plug that you can, simply plug in or unplug as needed. That's convenient versus the other switch, which has to be more or less permanently hardwired. But anyway, this is the situation and the setup. Let me get that side cover off and get some more light over here. All right, I got a little bit of extra illumination over here. I figured what I'm going to do first to start with, anywho, we'll do the, where am I? The key fob one, the true, wireless remote control. Yeah, start with that one because, like I said, I am pretty confident it's not going to go through walls. I'll take a scan or a picture of it on the bottom where the specs are. It's supposed to do line of sight, pretty ridiculous. I don't know, over 300 feet or something like that. Line of sight, direct line of sight. But I don't expect the signal to go through, especially this aluminum faced or foil faced insulation board, and then the thickness of the walls. I just don't see it happening. But we're going to test it and find out, right? So anyway, this is the setup here. I got that EK Dark 3, I don't know what the hell it is, whatever. It's their newest version, EK water block all-in-one, and then this MSI liquid cooled 4090. I got the cooler down there in the bottom because, well, I just couldn't really fit it nicely anywhere else. Anyway, what we got to get to is back in here. This just plugs into a one of the USB ports there on the motherboard, which I got to read the instructions to make sure that I get it right, but I'm sure that's where it's got to go, in that USB port down there. So let me get that installed, and then we'll do a quick climber shot and run her for a test. All right, I just got this thing installed here. It took a second. It was not clearly instructed. Yeah, let me get a better shot, hopefully. That's all making sense. You can see where, oh, whatever, the boards are, right there, and then it's got some extendable splitters that go over to the main power section there on the board. There are the remote was not synced with this board. There's a little. I'll never be able to show it to you. I'll pull it out and show it to you later when I do a wrap up on this. There's a little button there. You got to press and hold that until the red light blinks, and then press a button on the remote control to synchronize or whatever. Get the remote control, the transmitter and receiver in sync. Nothing was happening at first until I did that. And then still nothing was happening because in the system BIOS, you have to enable USB remote turn on. You have to enable that within your system BIOS. And mine naturally was disabled. So nothing was happening until I did enable that. Now, it does work out here. I tested that quick. But what I really want to know is, will it work behind this wall? Let me give you a different vantage point here, and we'll test that out. All right, I'm not turning on all my lights for this. Let's see if it works. It should. I only connected the power on switch. Are we going to focus? I did not connect the reset switch. If you press and hold the power button, it does the same thing. It's still a hard reset. So I never really saw the point in, for this anyway. Anyway, I pushed the power button. You know what? I can hear it. I'll be damned. That monitor, is it going to light up? Did it turn off? Yeah, there it goes. I'll be damned. That really did work. Ha! Well, then, there you go. You know what? I want to put that side cover. Let me put the side cover on the computer. I still have the thing opened up. Let me put the side cover on and we'll see what happens. You can shut it down. Should be able to. Yep. By pushing the power button again, shuts it off. All right. I'm going to go put the side cover on, then we'll test that again. All right. I just put the side cover back on. Let's see what happens. Once. Just push the button. I hear it. Well, I'll be damned. This does work. I mean, it should, right? Why sell a product if it doesn't work? But I did not expect it to work this well. Damn. That is okay. So if you want to really, truly, remote control wirelessly, remote control your system, this is definitely the tool or a tool to do that. It's the more expensive version of a basic power switch for a PC, but it does a thing. It really works. I didn't think it was going to go through the wall, but I was pleasantly surprised to be wrong. So, all right, that is that one. Does what it says on the tin. Turns the thing on, turns the thing off. There's a little light that illuminates right there. You can see how that works. Hell yeah, guys. That's cool. All right, let me go show you. Well, I'm going to take the thing out. We're going to put the new one in. We'll just go get a closer look at the board. All right, here's the basic, the board itself. Yeah, well, I'm going to show you. Get my ugly thumb out. I cut the damn tip of my thumb off the other day. Freaking hurts. Let me hear to tell you. Anyway, that little bar right there, I guess, is the only, aerial antennae that is available on the thing. And I was really I wasn't expecting much out of that, but I'll tell you what, it works. It freaking works. Through walls, through the metal computer case, through all that, it works fine. But that right there is a little button I was alluding to earlier on. You had to press and hold that until that little LED started flashing, and then, that's how you sync the thing. You got to push a button on the remote as well, and then it self-synchronizes. But you get the already self-made, self-included little pigtail jumpers, just a power switch and a reset switch, which, like I said, I don't need the reset switch because the power switch does all that. It's kind of like an all-inclusive, all-in-one. Just plug that guy into your USB port, and if you don't have a spare one, they give you this little daughter board here, which is freaking cool. You can split one USB port into 3. So, I mean, there's no excuse for not having a spare one because this will give you, it'll consume one and give you two extras. So that's cool. Two more than you already had. And then the remote is just dirt simple, right? It's just a power button, reset button, and that is a Torx screw. Yeah, it's asking a lot of the camera. So they give you the included mini micro Torx. I don't know what the hell that is. Probably a T5. It is teeny tiny. It's a 5 or a 10 anyway. So I mean that's what you get. Pretty lackluster instructions. The instructions didn't mention anything that I was able to read, and I'm wearing 2x magnifying glasses. I couldn't read anything here that said about going into the BIOS and telling your system to accept whatever S3 power, or you got to tell the thing that it's can wake up via USB, and I can't think off the top of my head what that's called, but I found it in the BIOS and I had to enable it. So once you do that, then everything just worked. But yeah, that's what you get for 30. I got this on sale. I think I paid 20 something for, high 20s, but normally it goes for like 35 bucks. This is definitely the more expensive option, but it's definitely a cool one too. So, I mean, if you want to be fully wireless, this is one way of doing that job. All right, so that works. I'm good. I'm happy with it. And now I got to decide if I'm going to use this or if I'm going to use the other one. But the other one has built-in audio capability, so I really want to put that through the test, frequency test. We're going to run an audio spectrum sweep on it and see what it really does. All right, I figured we'll just real quick and dirty, we'll go over the up close and personal details of this other switch. It's like similar as to the last. You plug in a auxiliary USB, which is for the USB port. It's basically a hub. So I mean that's what this one's all about. That other one I think was it worked differently. It clearly wasn't just a hub. Power switch and reset switch and power LEDs, all that's just basically standard stuff there. This uses an HDMI cable. So for remote starting, this is fine for that. But then if you want to move the box for some reason in the future, this is real quick and easy to disconnect. So what I don't quite understand, unless, I mean, that doesn't make sense. There's certainly enough terminals in an HDMI connector to run every single pin here through it. I don't know why there's, I want to show you. We're crying out loud here. I don't know why you get an HDMI plus an USB. Oh, you know what? I will bet you what's going on. USB runs through this to drive the hub, but then this is a standalone, a separate for the audio. I bet this is USB audio. I will bet you that's how it works, or what they're doing with it, or how they're doing it, I should say. Yeah, anyway, we're going to plug in and test it. That's the up close and personal. Let's go install the thing, huh? All right, just for quick and dirty here, I expect this, no muss, no fuss with this one here. Yeah, you can see I just connected the USB cable and then only the power, the power switch connector, and the USB is all I've connected there. And then I'm just using their included, HDMI bracket there. Cables running through the wall. I'm sure this is going to work, so let's go push that power button and see what happens. All right, I just loosely, willy-nilly ran the thing in like so and like yo, push the button. Now there are LEDs on that, which I did not hook up because I don't want blinky lights in here. I do a lot of my work in the dark. I can hear it. Wait for it. Yeah, why don't I kill the light behind me? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, nothing, nothing surprising there. I expected it to work because it's, mechanical. Electromechanical, there we go. Not wireless like the other one was. But what I want to know, and, well, I guess I got to test it to find out. What speed do these USB ports function at? I don't know, but what I have is an NVMe drive, which I'm going to show you here. I have an NVMe drive in an external enclosure, all USB-C connection like. This does normally about 1,000 megabytes a second in this enclosure. That's as fast as the controller will let it go. The drive will go a little bit faster. It is a Samsung Evo 970 plus. That's what it is. Pretty fast drive, but it'll only do about 1,000 megabytes a second in its current housing. So I'm going to plug that in, and we're going to test the speed of that port and see what it does. I'll just show you the numbers because, you know, it's kind of wasting your time to show you the entire test. So I'll just show you the numbers when we get it done. All right, here's the setup, the final test. I just had my NVMe drive plugged into the power switch / hub. First test was done on my original hub. Second test done on that one. And, yeah, it's bad. It is so bad. Which one do you think is which? Yeah, it's kind of like that. That right there is the brand new power switch / USB hub. And the one on the right, well, that's my original standby hub. Like I said, that drive does normally 1,000 megabytes a second. And we ain't even close. We're not even an earshot of that with this new one. It's bad. So that sucks. That sucks a lot. That changes things for me ever so slightly, but it's going to make a big impact on my decision which one I'm ultimately going to use on this machine. Anywho, yeah, well, that is what it is. All right, it's only going to be good for peripherals such as a mouse or a keyboard. Anything, yeah, you're just not going to move data at those speeds. So as long as you know that going in, well, that's half the battle, I guess. All right, I need to test the audio on this thing. I want to see what the audio sounds like. Well, I want to hear what it sounds like, and then I want to physically, visually see it numerically. So we're going to run it through a proper analysis, and we'll see what it does. Let's move on to that next. All right, get ready for some real serious disappointment again. It's just bad. It's uncontrollably bad. I'm in my test suite here. I'm using Room EQ Wizard, as one does, don't you know? And I can't. It's either the signal's too low or it's just, you know, running off the scales clipping. I have my output. Yeah, why do I keep doing that? I have my output here set at 84, and you see this green screen, or I'm sorry, not green screen. It's green right now, but you can see my level chart right there. If I go and check for levels, just wait for it. It's doing a check. You know, it says the level's too low. So I keep doing it. Looking the wrong damn thing. My volume is currently turned up to 84, which is the output of that switch right now. Watch what happens if I take it up one number to 85. What the literal frickin' hell is going on there? You know, it starts putting out, and there shouldn't be anything. There should be nothing output. Nothing should be happening right now. I'm not sending a signal from anything. Turn it down just one number from 85 to 84, you know, and then the levels look like that. And here are the properties on this thing. If I look at the here, go to the levels. My microphone input level is at 22 right now. Watch what happens if I just take it up one number to 23. Again, there's no signal, and yet clearly there is. No, I'm not sending a signal through anything. Nothing's being commanded right now. Turn it right back down to 22, and then all of a sudden the signal's too low. Now, what is it? AGC, If you don't know what that is, that's auto gain control. It doesn't matter. Turn it on, turn it off. It makes no difference. Try it again. Oh, 22. 22 is where it seems to want to live. Move it to 23 and just frickin' forget about it. You know, just what the hell? That's unusable. Just what in the freaking hell? That's all I got to say about that. I mean, well, look at it. I mean, I'm not doing anything special here. I'm just doing, 16-bit, 48 kilohertz, nothing special. Just some real basic standard stuff here. Whatever. I'm going to run it like that. And, I already did it once. It's crap. I'll just do it again just so you can see what I'm seeing. And it's bad. It's just bad. Signal was too low, but there's still signal there. Let me just smooth this out a little. We'll do 1/12, and we'll put this on 1/12. I only did one test, which was the red one, and then I just did that test you just saw, you just watched me do, which is the green one. I mean, that's what it's doing from a 0 to 20. On a 0 to 20 scale, let me increase the size here just a touch and blow that up. That's about as big as I'm going to get it. Up to 20,000 kilohertz is stop that. Up to 20,000 kilohertz is what I ran the test. I went from 0 to 20. Look at what the thing's doing. That's you ain't gonna sit down and listen to that. That is garbage. That is freaking trash right there. And I can't get it any better. I mean, I've used every control that's literally at my fingertips, and there ain't no fixing that. That is unusable. So, it's crap for USB speed, and then it's just worse still, much to my surprise, but it's worse still for the sound card. So it ain't nothing but a power switch. That's the only thing it's usable for. And, I mean, it was cheap. I think it was $16 or whatever. I'll put a link to it down there. I mean, if you want to get one and play with it, have at it. But this is what it looks like. And that's freaking garbage. So, all right, that told me everything I wanted to know. Now all I got to decide is which one I'm going to use. Which one do you think that I'm going to use? I think I've already given you enough hints which way I'm going, but the data doesn't lie here. These are the matter of fact numbers. And it's bad. All right, let me clean up my mess here and then we'll wrap up this video. Okay, so you see what I see. You've seen what I saw. And yeah, what do you think? I'll tell you what I think. I like this. For simplicity, can't beat it. This is basically what I was going to build myself. You just need jumpers, splitters, jumpers, and I'll put a link to all this stuff naturally down there. For just simply doing a turn on, turn off thing, it's got LEDs in here if you want to hook them up. If you want the blinky light, activity, hook them up. If you don't hook it up. That simple. For just cheap, dirty, simple, that's essentially what I was going to make for myself right there. Until I found one already existed. And I was like, well, yeah, I think this was $7, $6.99 or $7.99, whatever. It's $7 or $8. And then, I don't know, $6 or $7 for these, this pack of jumpers. Yeah, I don't know. Is it worth it to you? You can make your own stuff. I mean, it's nothing special here, but, just for a nice, convenient thing, it's all in one. It's all there, and I like it. So, yeah, I would go here if you just want to simply turn the thing on or off, or if you want a remote, I mean, truly wirelessly remote control. I mean, then this Silverstone one is by far the coolest version of a remote switch that I've seen thus far to date. I don't know of anyone else out there making one that's, truly wirelessly remote controlled. And I mean, it's just well thought out. They already knew you were going to need jumpers, so they automatically included them for you, for a power switch and the reset. That's all you need on this one. You can still use your built-in power switch for your case in conjunction with this, but it is a little more on the expensive side. I think it was 35 bucks, something like that. But I mean, it was just well thought out. I mean, if you don't have enough USB ports on your computer or in your motherboard, you just plug it in like yay or like yo, and you know what I mean. This was well planned, well thought out, and I'm very surprised that it goes through walls, including an aluminum foil-faced installation board. I mean, that really shocked me. So I'm digging this, and this is probably the one I'm going to stick with for that computer. I keep this for doing bench testing and other things. This, well, I don't know what else to tell you. You saw it, what it does, and that's trash. There ain't nothing good about it aside from the power switch, really. It's slow ass. I think version 1 USB. I think that's the only speed that you're going to get out of that is USB 1 speeds, which I think does 12. I think it's ready to do something like 12 megabytes a second. Ridiculously slow. The audio, you saw that, totally garbage, unusable, in fact, in my opinion. So yeah, that thing, it's either broken or it was just, no F's given on the design board for that one, and that thing's going back. That's useless. So I'm keeping this because, well, for bench testing, and then I'm going to install this into my desktop, and that's going to be that. So yeah, that's just a piece of crap right there. It's so bad. Anywho, nothing more to say about it, nothing more to show and tell, nothing I can think of anyway. Just remember to go into your BIOS settings and check that setting that I still can't remember, but I've put it here in text enough times, I'm sure. So just remember to do that, and then the synchronization to sync the remote to the main board there. And it's a little song and a dance, but it was dirt simple. That took all of 3 minutes, I guess, to install and get it up and running. But good stuff, good stuff. All right, I'm gonna wrap the video up here. I'm not gonna score any of this. It is what it is. I like it, but I hate it. So it is what it is. Give a one of these if you like the video. Give one of those if you don't like the video. And hey, thanks for hanging out, guys. And we'll see you in the next one. All right, cheers.